I still hear his voice sometimes. Not angry, not ashamed, just bored. I already spent it, Dad. The money's gone. What do you want me to do about it? Those words didn't just hurt, they ended something. That was the moment I stopped seeing my son as a boy who made mistakes and started seeing him as a man who made choices. And once I saw that clearly, everything in my life began to change. Let me start from the beginning. My name is Thomas Brennan. I'm 67 years old. I lived, in a small town called Millbrook, Pennsylvania. Population just under 8,000. The kind of town where people still wave, where the diner waitress knows your order, and where everyone knows your business, even when they pretend not to. For 4 years now, I've been a widower. My wife, Catherine, died of pancreatic cancer in the spring of 2020, right as the world was shutting down, hospitals closing their doors, funerals reduced to 10 masked people standing 6 feet apart. She was 64 years old. We had been married for 42 years. 42 years of ordinary life. No vacations to Europe, no fancy cars, no big house. Just work, routines, arguments about paint colors, laughter over burned dinners, and 1,000 quiet moments that don't seem important until they're all you have left. I worked at the paper mill for 38 years before it shut down. Catherine was a librarian at the elementary school. We didn't make much money, but we saved what we could and learned to live without wanting more. And then there was the car, a 1969 Chevrolet Camaro SS. We bought it in 1995 for $3,000. It was barely a car at all. Rust everywhere, engine seized, interior destroyed by mice who had apparently decided to raise generations of their family inside it. I thought Catherine had lost her mind, but she stood there, hands on her hips, staring at that wreck like it was already beautiful. She grew up poor in West Virginia. Her father had driven a Camaro just like it when she was a little girl, before he lost his job at the coal mine and had to sell it. She used to tell me stories about sitting on the vinyl seats, the smell of gasoline and dust, the radio crackling as they drove through the hills. That car had been part of her childhood. Losing it had been part of her first heartbreak. So we bought it. And for the next 25 years, that car became our project, our ritual. Our quiet shared dream. Every weekend, every summer evening in the garage. I learned metalwork from library books and later from YouTube videos. Catherine became an expert in upholstery. She sanded panels, she stitched seats. She handed me tools and wiped grease off my face with an old rag like she'd done 1,000 times before. We didn't rush it. We couldn't afford to. Piece by piece, bolt by bolt, year by year, that Camaro came back to life. In January 2020, Catherine was diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer. They gave her 6 months. She lasted 4. Somehow, we finished the Camaro 3 weeks before she died. I still remember that last drive. She was so weak I had to help her into the passenger seat. The windows were down. The spring air was cold. Her hand rested on mine as I shifted gears. She didn't say much, just smiled. As we pulled back into the driveway, she turned to me and said, "Promise me something, Tommy." "Anything," I said. "Promise me you won't ever sell this car, no matter what happens. This is us. This is our life together," I promised. After she died, I couldn't bring myself to drive it. Every day I'd go into the garage, run my hand along the hood, sit in the driver's seat, breathe in the leather she had restored with her own hands. Sometimes I'd find one of her bobby pins wedged under the seat. Sometimes a folded piece of paper with her handwriting on it. Notes about parts we still needed to order. Little ghosts, everywhere. My son Michael and I had always had a complicated relationship. He was our only child. Born when Catherine and I were still young and hopeful. We wanted more kids, but it never happened. Michael grew up knowing he was everything to us. And maybe that was the problem. We gave him everything we could. Not money, we didn't have much, but protection, excuses, second chances. Catherine especially. She worked extra hours to help pay for his college. He dropped out after 2 years. Then came the opportunities. Day trading, crypto, online ventures he swore were going to make him rich. He married a woman named Tiffany. They had 2 kids, Madison and Tyler. I barely saw my grandchildren. Michael lived about an hour away in Harrisburg. He was always busy, always stressed, always chasing the next big thing. After Catherine died, the visit started again. At first, I was grateful. I thought grief had reminded him what family meant. Then came the requests. $200, $500, $1,000, $2,000, car trouble, medical bills, emergencies. I gave it to him. I had some savings. Catherine's life insurance had paid off the mortgage and left me with about $60,000. Not much, but enough for my simple life. I didn't know about the gambling. Everything fell apart on a Tuesday in September. I'd gone to Ohio to visit my brother for a week. Michael had a key to my house. Always had. When I came home, something felt wrong immediately. The house felt hollow. I walked past the garage door. It was open. The garage was empty. The Camaro was gone. I called Michael. He answered on the fourth ring. "Hey, Dad, you back already? Where's the car, Michael?" Silence. I sold it. The world tilted. He told me he needed the money, told me he was in trouble, told me the car was just sitting there. "I promised your mother," I said. "Mom's dead, Dad," he replied. "I'm alive." That was the moment something inside me broke. I hung up. I sat on that cold garage floor and cried, not just for the car, but for my wife, for my son, and for the promise I had failed to protect. That night, I made calls. The police told me it was a civil matter. A lawyer agreed to see me the next morning. And at 3 in the morning, unable to sleep, I did one last thing. I went online. I searched classic car forums, Facebook groups, anything related to collectors in Philadelphia. I posted a message. By morning, someone answered. He had bought the car. And when he told me what he found in the glove box, everything changed.